This one's not so big, I don't think, unless it's... With bream, you can just wind them out the shoal, can't you?
That's
nice
it, I
and
normally
steady.
keep the rod tip down.
Yeah.
And they come in away from the shoal without any fuss, don't
Yeah,
they?
here he goes, he's not bad, he's not bad.
It just stops you disturbing the others, doesn't it, in the shoal?
Yeah, not monsters, but they're coming, aren't they? Yeah,
that's it. It's taken a while, but
they
seem to be sort of...
Isn't it? Just maybe the time of day.
It was very bright, wasn't it?
It was bright, and they've found that bit of bait now, and maybe introducing those sort of extra pellet. Well, that was nice. That was a nice little easy bit of fish here on that.
Yeah, nice clean fish.
Yeah, much cleaner fish. It's still got the remnants. Oh, it's come undone, look.
Oh, it's a male, that one, isn't it? It's covered in spawning tubercles.
Yes,
still.
that's what I thought. They had some spawning tubercles. There he goes. Good stuff.
So what sort of rigs have you been using today?
I'm actually on, I'd say a bit like the old paternoster rig we used to use. Yeah. But it's incorporating a slightly modern feature in the fact that some might say it's almost like a bit like a helicopter rig. Yeah, yeah. And what I've done now is using these new little sleeves that actually slide on the line. Yeah, like sliding stops. So we can move those up and down. Right. And obviously lengthen or shorten the hook length accordingly. So by paternoster, what you mean is really you've got the feeder tied to the end of the main line. Yeah, that's exactly right. The feeder is tied directly to the end of the main line. Yeah. The hook length, which I've shortened off now, is above it, so it's basically hanging there. Yeah. So the feed is actually only about 8–10 inches away from the feeder. Sitting right next to that sort of cloud of feed that's coming out of that. Yeah, and earlier I had a similar setup, but with a longer hook length. Yeah, and it's sort of 4 or 5 pound main line, something like that. Yeah, that sample. It's an ounce feeder. Yeah. Flat feeder, nice and strong, one of the new ones. You need 4 and 5 pounds with an ounce, really, because it's... Well, it's an ounce of feeder plus probably another ounce of ground bait. Yeah, so and we're not whacking it miles, as you know. I mean, it's nice steady cast, and then 3 and 4 pound hook lengths. Yeah, just a little bit lighter. Yeah, I got a small hook on this one actually. It is a small hook, Chris. Yeah, what's that, like a 16 or an 18? It's a 16–18 with one of the quick stops, one of the pre-tied ones that come with those pellets. Yeah. So it's sort of the hair rig and the quick stop sort of ready. Yeah, that's right. It actually all comes, there's a couple of these in this little pot. Yeah. Well, these little drilled boilies. I mean, it's a very easy thing to change a bait, for example. Yeah. You literally just get the needle, and I've even got my glasses on at the moment, and I can just about see it. Right. You just thread it onto the needle. Back of it, yeah. And you just get one of the little S pellets. Yeah. Just push it through. There you go. And then, there it is. There it is on there. There you go. Couldn't be simpler than that. Yeah, no, nice and easy. Nice and easy. The Korum, the multi-feeders, the 12-foot multi-feeders. Yeah. And they're about £1.50. Yeah. Test curve. Yeah. With a quiver tip and an avon top. Right. But for this type of fishing, I much prefer the quiver tip. Yeah. I think it's about an 1.5–2 ounce top. Yeah. Yeah. Which is ideal because it's strong enough to be able to cast those bigger feeders. Yeah. But at the same time, the bream and tench, carp, whatever, seem to be able to pull the tip round without without too much resistance. That's right. I mean, I get asked a lot by people about they buy quiver tip rods and they come with 2 or 3 quiver tips and which ones to use in which situation. I think on rivers it's fairly easy because you want one that's going to put a nice 45-degree bend in the tip without it collapsing over so you can see the bite. This one has only got the one top, and it seems to marry into the tip well. It works into the action of the rod properly. Yeah, sometimes, with multi-tip rods, there always seems to be one tip, doesn't there, that sort of seems particularly good. Yeah, it's the sweet one, isn't there? It's the sweeter one of the three, and it's invariably the middle one, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. But yeah, no, I like this one, and I've had some very nice fish on this rods, actually. I got a pair of them, and they're lovely. Yeah, and that's the new Preston PXR reels as well you're using there. Yep, fairly new venture for Preston, the reels, and as you'd expect, they're pretty decent. Yeah, and the 4,000 size for feeder fishing? I've got 2 actually. I've got this one's got this 4,000 here. Yeah. And this is the 3,000 size, Yeah. That bit smaller. I have actually used the bigger reel last year when we were prototyping. with a barbel, you know, with heavy line. I was putting up to £12 line on the 4000. Yeah, genuinely, you know, and I had no trouble at all. And it's a good strong gears on it and a very smooth clutch. They both cast very well because the line lays good on them.
Yeah, that's the main thing you're looking for, isn't it? If you're fishing 4, 5, 6 pound main lines, you need good gears and good strength
and a good clutch.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, and that's what I judge a reel on. You know, the cheaper reels do suffer, don't they, with the clutches usually. Yeah. And you haven't got that winding power. You know, when you hook those bream or carp, you can just sort of like ease them in and just start winding. That's it. Wind them out of the shoal. You know, that's it. Nice and smooth. And yeah, I'm very, very pleased with them actually.
So what sort of ground bait mixer have you been using then, Chris?
Well, I'm rather pleased with this. This is a new one, and it's a mixture of the exploding fish meal, which we've done for a bit, haven't we? Yeah,
the Sony Baits one.
That's right, the Sony Baits. Yeah. But this new one, the Supercrush F1, which is a really sweet swelling, sweet smelling fish meal ground bait.
Right. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird ground bait, isn't it, the F1, because it's fish meal based, but it's got that really strong sort of vanilla.
The vanilla, which was always a good additive, wasn't it? The old vanilla.
I mean, it just sort of screams bream that to me.
Yeah, there used to be one that had vanilla in, didn't there?
They do like the fish meal, but again, you've got the sweetness added to it as well.
And it's you know, we're getting the bream that we wanted, you know, which is good, really.
And then the exploding fish meal, I mean, that's got quite a bit of hemp in it, which personally don't rate particularly for bream, but it just gives that
well, do you know, that's an
interesting
one about that. Years ago, I never rated hemp for bream. You know, I actively thought it doesn't work. But then you catch that many bream over hemp and caster, you thought, well, perhaps maybe
there's
not
something
true.
To it. Yeah.
And you know, I've mixed it in about 50-50 today, and I don't think it's deterring them, as they say. No. They seem to be liking it.
It certainly helps make a nice cloud, doesn't it? When it breaks down and then comes out of the feeder.
Yeah, definitely. And if you think, you know, with the carping, how often you spotted out over a bed of hemp and you've had bream move over it,
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
So maybe, you know,
there's something to it.
Perhaps they do like hemp after all, you know. But there have been a couple of little secret things I put in it today.
Well, I've been rooting around in
You've been looking through my gear. Oh, yeah.
I was wondering if you could explain what that is.
Ah, yeah. What's it smell like to you then? I know it looks a bit disgusting, but now that was the residue. Because what I did, I like to mix up some water, but I like to put some secret little additives into it, right? Now, what I reckon is they love this CSL, the old corn steep liquor. That's good stuff. And this Scopex, this is one of our liquid flavours, the old Scopex flavour, and I put some of that in with the water, but put it in with the water, not in with the ground bait. Right. And that way it mixes in with the water, which is going to give you a very even mix into your ground bait.
Yeah, so it's evenly spread out.
So I keep that. So if I need to top up my ground bait at any stage, or I want to make it damper because it's dried out a bit in the sun, you know, I just keep that handy.
Yeah, well, it certainly smells the part.
Yeah, it does.
Then it's got that sort of sweet, really sort of sweet.
Yeah, definitely. But it's the fact that it's a nice even amount. It's going to be infused all through the ground bait, isn't it? You know,
that's a good idea, that.
Yeah, that works well.